Did you talk about that at all yesterday or break it down? It's something that I've kept a close eye on because I really respect Austin. Austin is the founder of Double Zero, previous CMO marketing, but like whatever front facing guy for Solana. Really intelligent, really smart, really thoughtful. The project is really ambitious. They got footed to hell because of their token distribution, which, I'm not going to be too critical of. As I was looking to play this thing, the reason it was really critical because like Jump Crypto got like 35% of supply, and then they got like 5% unlocked at TGE. But as I was looking at it and like trying to decide if I wanted to play it or not, I didn't ultimately. Was that like, it's like, well, you got to ask the question of like who the sellers are, right? So it's like, who has the tokens in their hand, who's going to be the one selling. And Jump is catching a lot of flack saying like they're the dumpers, but like if it is all just like people on the team and or like people that are partnered with this thing that actually want it to go up because they have a huge amount of supply, like I actually would not be supply, like that's pretty good supply control, right? Like again, Jump is the one that everyone's got their eyes on, but if they are long-term invested in this, when they're not actual just like the market makers are trading this thing, they are actually helping them build out the network itself. And for people who don't understand what Double Zero is an infrastructure play between like blockchains, right? Between blockchains. It is like laying the cables around the world to allow for performant blockchains to be more performant, right? So like if using Solana as an example, because it comes from Solana, the first partner is Solana, and some validators are already enabled on it, right? If you have Solana, which has a bunch of nodes all around the world that have to communicate to each other, and they have to communicate over the public internet, right? If you have a server in Frankfurt and a server in Miami, right? If I have to literally send data packets from one to the other over the public internet, you might go to Montana and then New York and then hit the underwater cables that like bounce down to like Spain and then go up to Frankfurt, right? So like inefficient, adds a little delay, latency, whatever. And it impacts how fast these systems can actually go. What Double Zero does is it has established these very optimal routes between these very large data center areas. So like, maybe Chicago and Frankfurt, New York and Frankfurt, whatever, Miami and Frankfurt. And it uses untapped bandwidth between those. Like these cables are there, right? They're just like not fully utilizing what their capacity. It taps into them. It creates a little economic structure for them to like get paid to use their additional bandwidth. And then you have very clean lines between two cities, right? That previously hippity hop all around the world and fight with, my mom downloading a cat video. It had to compete with that shit. And then now it's just in a dedicated line that's specifically for blockchain data. And you can have the time it takes to do this stuff. And then it creates some economics around like paying these people out in their Double Zero token and, facilitating all that stuff. So if any high performance system, Solana obviously being the one that's on the front of that, I know with MegEth, we're already checking it out. Any high performance system is going to investigate this because we have not had like a dedicated fast lane for our systems. And we want it because it makes us better. So I'm very interested in it. It's one of a kind. It like we talk about like bidding the leaders. This is the leader, and there frankly is no comp. So I want to keep an eye on it.
I'm glad that you did do the full breakdown on that. We covered Double Zero only from the extent of the no action letter that the SEC issued to say it's outside of their jurisdiction. So very glad that you brought that up, and also that you did say that you guys as Mega ETH are investigating that as well, as you find it interesting. I also want to go to Funky on this, and then we have like 15 minutes in the show left. We need to do all the 3 headlines. We need to get into the giveaway. So Funky, final thoughts on that, and then we're going to move into the first headline.
Just be super fast. Brett did a great job breaking it down because our team at Global Stake is in conversations with Double Zero. We talk to these guys as we roll out our data set and footprint. We're trying to strategically locate where we can place some of these nodes. But Jump Capital, just so everybody's aware, they're very tight with that team. So I think you're spot on, Brett. Like we just had another meeting with Aptos talking about Shelby, their hot storage solution, and one of the Jump Capital guys was on. And he actually brought up Double Zero during the call about how they're building that into part of the network too. So I think Jump is great insofar as they are really building. I don't think just for people to FUD it saying that, oh, they're just dumping, they're instrumental in building out this protocol.
Yeah, they're incentivized. Yep.
Thank you for the additional context on that.